What's up, family? I'm Juan Castillo, and when I'm on social media, my favorite show to watch is the Don't Shoot the Messenger weekly podcast. Chris G, Professional Sutton, Rucker Report delivers sports the way it's supposed to be, real and authentic. So get ready to be entertained. My boys are ready. I'm ready. Let's go.
Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast. I'm your boy, Professional Sutton.
And I'm your boy, Chris G.
And it's your boy, the Rucker Report, a.k.a. Dirt.
Ready? This is what the greatest thing about sports is. You play to win the game.
Inch by inch, play by play, till we're finished.
This is Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast.
X about me.
With Professional Sutton.
You already know.
Chris G.
My homie.
And the Rucker Report.
My family, what up?
They for real.
All straight with no chaser.
Let the games begin.
Let's go. Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast.
Yo, what's going on? What's going on, man? What's going on? Okay, something buzzing. Hold on. Okay, before we get there. Okay, there we go. Welcome to another edition of Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast. I'm your boy, Professional Sutton.
And I'm your boy, Chris G.
And on behalf of the, one-third, Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast, it's your boy, the Rucker Report.
Jersey.
There you go. What's going on, Chris?
Yo, man, happy to be here. You know what I mean?
Happy to see you, man.
Happy to see you. You know, normally, on a weekday,
yeah,
you got the stock photo. You get the real thing today. So,
cool.
You know what I mean?
You doing this stuff. Listen. I can't wait till tomorrow so I go to the barbershop, man. I'm looking crazy. Yeah, I mean, I can't wait, man. Thank God for them barbers, man. Thank God for them barbers. But also, thank God for people that sponsor us and that like us. Of course, we got to thank the people over at 94.3 WYBC.
The rhythm of the city.
Also, we got to thank Inspire Rentals. Yes, that's Inspire Rentals. Let me get that up. I don't even need it. Inspire Rentals, yes, for all your porta potty needs. 475-221-1598. Contact Myra. Get you handled for all your outdoor events. So today, man, we got some interesting topics, man. Some people was actually mad at me, man. You know what I mean? Yo, chill, JB. Don't say that I need a cut, man. Listen, I'm dark skin. I can do what I want to do, man. Shout out to my boy JB, man. We got a lot of interesting things and some good topics going on in the NBA, man. Where do you want to head first? You want to talk about Steve Nash or you want to talk about the NBA right now?
No, we can start with Steve Nash.
Okay. Let's talk about Steve Nash. So Steve Nash, if you don't know, he is a Hall of Famer, NBA Hall of Famer. He's also the new head coach of the Brooklyn Nets. That's right, the Brooklyn Nets. Now, it was an uproar because people said that it was a racial thing because he was white. That's how he got the opportunity.
He said because he was. Did you say because he was a white?
Because he was a white man. Because he was a white. Because he was a black. So people was pissed, and I got on Facebook and I said that's not true. Before we start, we got the OG. We got our uncle, big homie. When you talk about 94.3, you can't talk about it without mentioning this man's name, Uncle Juan Castillo. How you doing, Uncle?
What's going on, Uncle?
Yo, man, what's happening, fellas? Just finished watching this Milwaukee game.
Yeah.
It's over.
So we're going to talk about that, though, because Chris did make a point, but I cut him off.
All right.
My apologies, but we're going to talk about that. So I want to jump into it. So before you got on, Juan, we was talking about Steve Nash. He's a new hire of the Brooklyn Nets. You scored the Brooklyn Nets because you from Brooklyn, BK.
BK.
So I was saying on Facebook, I don't feel it was a racial hire. I don't feel it was.
Really?
Steve,
okay.
Yeah. I don't, I felt that, it was, he knew the people in the front office and he happened to get the job. Now, people will say, no, now listen, I will be remiss if I didn't mention how there are times where black coaches are passed up over. Yes, they are. But But I don't feel this particular hire was, because he was white, he got that job. Now, it's a guy who's in Houston. When he loses the series to the Lakers, it is reports that he is going to New Orleans. He will find another job, and that guy is, I don't even want to say his name, Chris. You can say his name. You can say his
Mike
name.
D'Antoni.
Okay, damn Tony. Yep, you right. You right. Yes. Now, again, like Omar said, yes, you are right. JB, he's a Knicks fan. So is Juan. Juan's a Knicks fan too.
What's he saying? He's what? He's from Brooklyn, but take off the hat.
Yeah. He's from Brooklyn too, man. He's from Brooklyn.
Come on, man. Chill with that. He's probably not from Bed-Stuy. He's probably from Flatbush or something. I don't know.
Let me tell you something. Anybody from New York should never openly admit that they rep the Knicks. You should rep Brooklyn. Every New Yorker should go. Brooklyn is the way that we need to go. And I know I'm going a bit off subject, but I'm gonna tell you why.
That's all right. No, go ahead, bro.
James Dolan has shown time and time and again that he does not care for Knicks fans. He doesn't care if you're happy. He doesn't care if he gives you a winning product. He knows that the Knicks faithful are going to come down and support him regardless of anything he does. So he acts with impunity with every decision that he makes because, the Knicks fans will still go. One person I know, and I got to give him a shout out, my boy Henny Bug. He said, I'm done. He said, I'm done with this. Yeah. He said, I am not going to suffer through James Dolan another minute. And he said, he did the same thing that I did with the Niners. He said, you know what? I'm just done. I don't have a team anymore. I'll just watch basketball. I'm out.
Oh, man.
And you know what? He's been happy ever since. It's been a happy life for him. Because you know what? He doesn't have to suffer. It's not the Knicks. The players. Okay, I mean, their players suck, but we won't get into that. It's the structure. It's the structure that James Dolan he's a star. He's not really a star, but he's a billionaire who's trying to pay his way into being a star. So he always wants himself in the front of everything. And the Knicks suffer for it. And you know what? It's not right.
Well, I got to make a comment on a couple of things that y'all talking about over here.
Please do.
First of all, I'm gonna stay with the Knicks. I'm gonna stay with Chris with the Knicks. Okay, so I'm almost there. I gotta be honest. I'm almost there. Last year I was almost there. I mean, who plays for the Knicks? Can anybody tell me who's on the roster right now? Because I'm a Knicks fan and I don't even know. Last year I didn't watch the Knicks last year, and I'm supposed to be a Knicks fan, right? And the whole nine, right? Mm-hmm. It's getting ridiculous now. I mean, it really is getting ridiculous. But of course, that's between me and my Knicks. So that ain't nobody else's issues. Whatever, you can make comments if you want to and all that, right? But that's between me and that's family. That we keep that in the house. We keep that in the house. We ain't taking that out in the street. All right.
Listen. What? The Knicks is that crackhead cousin. You can't get rid of him. No matter how much he steals, it's like I still gotta love my cousin. I want to get rid of him, but I can't. I gotta love my cousin. My cousin. I'm sorry. Yeah,
and so I'm going to deal with that first, right? That's number one, right? Now I gotta tell you that when we got the net, when we got the Nets in Brooklyn, I was feeling pretty good, but it just didn't feel right, and just I'm from Brooklyn and all of that, whatever, Flatbush Avenue, all of that downtown Brooklyn. It still didn't feel right to me, right? But anyway, so I went to a couple of games, and I got into it. I see a lot of my friends, from the hood. They there now. They Brooklyn. A lot of them left the Knicks. So I was like, wow, you know what I mean?
Smart.
So cool,
real smart.
Cool. Yeah, yeah. So cool. All right, but now, what happened yesterday or whenever the hell it happened, right? With this Steve Nash situation. First of all, why is it that as brothers and sisters, when we get into positions, of power. And I'm talking about management. I'm talking about players in the case of sports, right? I've been there. I've been in situations where I got hired and they were looking at me like, okay, is he going to hire a whole bunch of black people and is he going to discriminate against the white people?
Okay.
I've been there. I know how that feels, right? And I was smart. I made sure that they couldn't accuse me of that because I took care of my brothers and sisters. They got jobs.
Right.
And I made sure that I was hiring some white boys too, and some white women in my situation, law enforcement. And they couldn't say nothing to me because I was doing my thing. But I tell you what, in that position that I had, and all my positions that I've ever had, right? I'm going to look out for my people, period, right? If I have a choice between, a white person and a black person, and everything is equal, right? Everything is equal, and I'm not going to be called on it. I'm going with my brothers and sisters, man.
Okay.
Now, you know what? 2 years ago, I could even have said this, and anybody would understand. But now, all of a sudden, Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter have mattered to me all my life, and in every position that I've ever been in. Now, let's get to the Nets. Okay. No question. Dude he ain't had no experience. He ain't never been no coach before, ever, right? And you know what? Like Stephen A said, he's a nice guy and everybody loves him and blah, 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 blah. And, and he was a consultant or whatever that is, right? Right. So all that, right? So they giving him a pass for that, right? I'm saying, like, qualifications wise, he ain't never coached.
Okay.
So he ain't got he ain't got no resume. He ain't got nothing, right? And so that's my point on that. My second point, though, is that if Kyrie and my man, my very good friend, I don't even want to say his name because I'm so disgusted. Both of them, they should have went and got Mark, or they should have went and got Ty Lue. Somebody give a brother a break, man. Come on, give us a break, man. And so now the talk about, the big talk, is like, okay, Stephen A said, look, it's white privilege and all of that. Well, that's what it looks like.
A little bit.
A little bit. Chris, can you speak on this, man?
I mean, look, I'm going to be honest. Don't nobody like to get on the soapbox more than me. In this particular instance, though, I don't. There's a bit of white privilege when it comes to knowing people in high places, and I think Steve Nash has been in a position to rub elbows with people like Sean Marks, and other white people have gotten that privilege.
Yeah.
Other than that part of it, though, there's been plenty of not enough. I want to let that be known, not enough. But there's been black coaches who have gotten opportunities to coach with no coaching experience. Mark Jackson, no coaching experience. He was the coach of the Warriors. Magic Johnson, no coaching experience. He was the coach of the Lakers. There are and there's other examples. Isaiah Thomas was another one.
Okay, but I'll give you that. Go ahead.
But what I really think this hire came down to, like, more than all of those other factors, more than him knowing Sean Marks, more than Derek Fisher too. He was another one. No coaching experience, got a coaching job. Shout out to Omar Thomas for that. But aside from him knowing Sean Marks, and aside from other black coaches also getting the benefit of not having any coaching experience and getting a head coaching job, I think it came down to, we want to make Kevin happy. Mm-hmm. And Kevin Durant, Kevin Durant. And Kevin Durant has a relationship that was unbeknownst to me. Was unbeknownst to me.
Until I seen yesterday them training.
Right. I did not know that him and Steve Nash had a close relationship. And just like when he got there and he wanted to make room for DeAndre Jordan, them to make some money moves so DeAndre Jordan could get picked up. I think they got a bigger problem in that they're letting Kevin Durant dictate how he wants things to be. So, and I think this hire is more directly correlated to Kevin Durant than it is, white privilege and, a brother like Mark Jackson getting another shot. When it comes to Mark Jackson, and we talk about this a lot on the show, he is blackballed.
Yes.
For a bunch of reasons that I don't agree with, but reasons nonetheless. He is blackballed. So, because if Mark Jackson was going to get a job with all of the jobs that are open right now and all of the previous jobs that have been open, when you've seen the success he had with a young, below 500 team with the Warriors and what he made them to be and what they eventually became, he would have had a job already. So I already know that they're not hiring Mark, even though they should. It would have been a slam dunk for the Knicks to hire him instead of Tom Thibodeau. It would have been a slam dunk. It would have been a slam dunk for the Nets to hire Mark Jackson instead of Steve Nash. But we all know, I think by this point, I'm like how I am with Kaepernick. I just know he not getting a shot.
But you just made my point. That's why I didn't mention his name.
But that's your boy, Juan. That's your boy.
But it don't matter. But it don't. Yeah, that's my boy.
Oh,
but it don't matter. But it don't matter, right? I mean, because the bottom line is this: what he got to remember. Look what's going on in Houston right now. Just because you got two players that are stars, you're gonna win the championship.
And not to mention he played with both of them.
Yeah, right. So,
you know what I mean?
So because after this, Houston just barely got through.
Barely.
They really don't even deserve to go.
They don't. They really don't.
They don't deserve to go. So what I'm saying, to end that argument, but to end this whole situation with my Nets.
Okay, he claiming it now.
The brothers should be looking out for a brother. How we gonna be in the Black Lives moment and we ain't looking out for each other?
I will be honest.
What kind of message is that to be sending?
Let me just say this.
Hold on.
I don't care. That's it.
And I agree with you because I think in that position, Kevin Durant, that's what he should have did. He should have listen. I like Steve Nash, and Steve Nash can have an opportunity somewhere else.
Thank you.
I'm gonna try to promote a brother that I mess with instead of going with Steve Nash because I've cultivated a relationship with him. But I think Kevin, and I don't got no defense for Kevin Durant, but I already know what he would say. Oh man, I ain't think about that. I'm a hooper because that's his fall.
Yeah,
I don't want to say excuse, but that's his thing. Like, oh, you didn't want to talk to the media, man. I'm just a hooper. Oh, you didn't want to speak up against Russ and say that man, I'm just a hooper. That's like his go-to phrase. I'm a hooper, but sometimes it means more than that. And Kevin Durant strikes me as the guy that obviously he black, so he knows what it is, but. He seems like that goes right over.
Let me just say this about KD, man. When it comes to KD hasn't had those really powerful coaches that's going to say, this is what you're going to do, and this is what we're going to do. When he was in OKC, he pitched a whole fit about playing, getting the ball, staying, all that situation, okay? Then he goes to Golden State, gets what he wants, didn't even let them know he was leaving, okay? Caused a whole lot of rift over with Golden State. And then he just bumped out. KD wants to be LeBron so bad in the sense of, I want to control the shots. I want to do what I want to do, right? But KD also doesn't want that coach, that strong, firm coach that's going to say, KD, this is what we're going to do to win, because he would not last with Pop. KD couldn't play with Pop. KD couldn't play with a sound, stern coach because He wants everything his way. And this Steve Nash move was his way. Listen, you're the new coach. I'm the superstar, right? So if anything go bad, guess who's going to get all the blame? Steve Nash. Right? Hey, he's a new coach. We're still working. But KD, but it's his scheme. Like, KD is known to throw coaches under the bus subtly. Like, hey, listen, man, I'm just here to play. That's not what I would have called, but hey, that's what it is. So I'm kind of glad. Go ahead.
Who don't like Steve Kerr? And he had a problem with Steve Kerr. Like, doesn't like Steve Kerr is the most level-headed, easygoing dude in the NBA. I mean, he's not as calm as Tony Dungy, but he's got a Tony Dungy quality.
Yes.
And it's just like Kevin Durant still finds a way to be like, oh man, he wasn't for me. What do you mean he wasn't for you? What does that mean, yo?
Also, wasn't Coach Donovan the coach in OKC?
Donovan, he had Scott Brooks, and did he make it to Billy? I think he made it to Billy. Yeah, I think he made it to Billy.
If KD, I want both of y'all to answer this question.
Sure.
If KD played for John Thompson.
Oh, man, please.
No, check it out. If KD had played for John Thompson even for 1 year, and he would have came in the league, what do you think he would have done? Right now, if he would have been influenced by a coach like
by
that,
a strong coach, strong black
like
coach
that,
like that,
what do you think that he would have done when he had the opportunity to give a brother a shot?
I'm gonna tell you what.
I think he would have gave him that shot.
Yes.
Thank you.
KD would have said, "I want to go to the Knicks and I want to get Mark Jackson." That's what I want to do.
Or he would have said, "I want to go to the Knicks and save David Fisdale." Who didn't even really get a real shot.
Didn't get a shot.
I'm concerned.
Did not get a shot.
I mean, let me tell you something. They gave Mike D'Antoni a fair shot. And he sucked the whole time he was there.
Don't get me started about him.
He got a long, fair shot. I mean, listen, let's talk about it. Mike D'Antoni got a shot everywhere he goes. Who doesn't get shots? You know who exceeds expectations and then, gets let go early? Nate McMillan, black coach. Takes a subpar Indiana Pacers team to the playoffs 4 times, and all of a sudden now they think they're better than that.
That's right.
Like Indiana better than just making the playoffs.
How about Alvin Gentry, who basically got his team gutted and still found a way to make the playoffs,
to compete
with all the hype with Zion, still competing, and it's like, no, you're not good enough. Let's talk about that.
He ain't make the playoffs this year. Last time he made the playoffs,
I'm sorry. Last year,
they were Davis.
Right.
No, they didn't make it last year neither. The year before that.
The year before that, yeah.
The year before that.
But he was in contention, though. I mean, until COVID. You know what I mean? Like, but
had his team at least playing for a shot to get the A seed. With a bunch of new players after his team got gutted. After he was told that he can't play his star player Anthony Davis because he could be traded at any moment. So and when he still put out a competitive team, he gets the axe. I'll give
you an example. So Ty Lue, right?
We talked about that last week.
So Ty Lue, right? Ty Lue, right? The toughest thing that Steve Nash is going to have to deal with is going to be when the game is close, when they try to make a comeback, and he's got to coordinate that ball between KD and Kyrie, right? right. So you can't be a Mr. Nice Guy. You can't be going through all of this nonsense because, look, Ty Lue is the only one that was able to maintain that even for just 1 year, right? You know what I mean? And they won a championship behind it, right? Because KD's going to deal with the same situation he dealt with when he was at OKC, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when Russell started doing his thing, he got mad, and all that. You know what I mean? And so now is he going to be able to control that? Is he matured enough now to be on the floor type of general that he could just tell Steve, now listen, I got this. Go over to Kyrie and say, listen, man, You got the ball. I got you. Take him to the basket. And you know what? If they converge on you, I'm over here, right? Huh?
Well, you know what I think what Kevin doesn't realize, or what he didn't realize, he soon will realize, is that for as masterful as Kyrie is as a player, he not Steph. See, with Steph will be more than willing to give up the shot to Kevin. Oh, you got it going? You think you could? Take it.
There you go.
I'm cool. You could take it.
That's right.
Because Steph is older. Also, Steph's got a family. He's a family man. He's secure in himself as a man.
Right. Yep.
You see what I'm saying? So he doesn't have anything to prove, because even before Kevin got there, he already had the ring. Mm-hmm. So he's secure in himself. What he's going to find with Kyrie, even though Kyrie does have a ring, and I've said this, I don't know, I must have said it 1,000 times. Yep. Yo, they're both weirdos, and I mean that in the most loving way possible. But they're both weirdos, and two weirdos are not going to coexist. just not. Listen, Kyrie is a dookie. I got love for Kyrie. I always want to see Kyrie do good. Kyrie think the earth is flat. He a weird dude. Kevin's got a burner account just to talk junk to people. Those is two weird dudes. It is not gonna end well. No, it's really not.
Not at all.
And it's gonna. And I'm telling you how it's gonna happen. It's gonna be Kevin has it going one night. It's gonna be a close game. Kevin has it going. He's gonna pass it and want it back. Did he give you the 2 claps? And Kyrie's gonna be like, "Nah, I got this." And he's gonna miss. And then it's going to be the Clippers and him and Draymond all over again. But here's the difference. The difference is Draymond will tell you how he feels right then and there, whether he's right, wrong, or indifferent.
True.
What two weirdos are going to do is just not talk to each other.
Yeah, passive aggressive.
Right. They're just not going to. So if they're going to go from best friends to, it's going to be like, yo, Kyrie and Kevin haven't talked to each other in 3 months.
Yep.
Look, and I'm going to be the first one to say that if they're successful, if Steve Nash can handle that situation and they're successful, I'm going to be the first one to say, I'm going to give it to you. Mm-hmm. Right? I'm not going to change my mind, though, in terms of what I felt right now. I still feel this way. I'm going to feel this way now or later. Now, listen, I want my Brooklyn people to win now. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be. I mean, there ain't nobody else to watch in the goddamn, Big Apple. There ain't nobody else to watch, right? You know what I mean? So I mean, it's gonna be all good. But you know what? Look, and listen, it ain't so much about, like you asking, was the Steve Nash a racial thing? Mm-hmm. No, I'm gonna say no. It wasn't racial. I'm gonna flip it. What it was there needs to be some black nationalism going on at some point. At some point, you need to be a black nationalist. You need to be about black pride. You need to be about looking out for another brother, because they don't be looking out for us.
True.
We gotta go out the way in order to get a shot. Right. True. And so now you in the position to be able to, I get along with this dude, and this dude is really nice and la 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 and all that. But you know what? I'm going because I'm gonna look out for it's black lives. All you got to do is say Black Lives Matter. That's it.
Why would KD want to say that? Why? Why would KD want to say, "Hey, I need to do the right thing"? KD is gonna be so passive. KD doesn't want none of the backlash. That's why KD has been quiet. That's why KD
What backlash?
KD wants to be in the driver's seat when it's comfortable and cool.
But we the flavor of the month right now, black people. Right? if you look out for black people, you all right. For now. I mean, and what better time? Because I don't know how long this gonna last.
That's true.
We don't know how long this gonna last, right? So. Mm-hmm. That's it. I'm glad I came on because I wanted to get this off my chest.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
I wanted to get and these playoffs are fantastic. I just got to say that.
Oh, well, listen.
Oh,
well, that's
fantastic.
what we're going to next. Come on, man. You know, that's what we're going to next because boom. Yeah.
But I'm gonna tell you something though. Come on, refs. I mean, first of all, man, you can't breathe on somebody anymore in the league.
Nope.
You can't even breathe on somebody. I
This
mean,
is
come
not
on.
the 90s.
You can't
This is not the
breathe on
90s.
somebody. That's not the game. And you know what? I don't have a problem with it if it wasn't affecting as many games that it's affecting. That's my problem. It's affecting a lot of games.
Yes.
And especially these tight games, right? I mean, I got to give you room for you to land, and I can't breathe on you. And look, man, the way these dudes are shooting jumps, I mean, look, that 3-point shot is almost like a layup today. So I got to be careful like that. Come on, man. Yeah, I don't know how you guys feel about that.
Well, I
think. Go ahead.
Chris. No, I just feel
ahead.
that what the league is trying to do, they're trying to protect the image, right? They're trying to protect the image to the point where it's actually impeding in the play. The league doesn't want no issues, especially now, right? You got Black Lives Matter on the floor, and you got black men fighting. They ain't having that. They're not having that. So if you even look at him wrong, you getting fouled. And if you say something wrong, that's a technical. We ain't trying to have none of that. Because you know why? Because then the higher ups are going to say, oh, I thought Black Lives Matter. It don't matter on the court. They're trying to protect that image so well that even if you think about fouling, it's going to be a foul. And I get it, player safety, but I just feel it's like you said, Juan, it's just really messing with the game because if you're watching the last few games, man, it's like that wasn't a foul. Neither was that. But also, you got to think about these ratings now because when people see that, people going to be like, I got to tune into the next game because I'm going to see what's going to happen. And plus, it's that little bit of controversy sells because a few nights ago, when you're talking about that Heat and that Bucks game, and it came down to 2 free throws, wow. Chris, man, what do you say, man?
Yeah, Chris.
I say the reason that basketball is the way that it is now is because it needs to be aesthetically pleasing. Listen, as much as we grew up on it and we loved it, watching the Detroit Bad Boys score 70 points a game and play hardcore defense is not what pushes the ratings. What pushes the ratings is superstars dropping 40, 50 points. That's what casual fans want to see. You don't got to worry about the hardcore fans like us. We'll be there regardless. Kicking, screaming, complaining, like Knicks fans. So so the NBA doesn't gear it to go, all right, listen, we want it to be, some, Rucker Park ball to get the hardcore fans excited. No. We want it to be easy for, and don't get me wrong, they've been phenomenal, but we want it to be easy for people like Jamal Murray and Donovan Mitchell to get 50 points. We want Jimmy Butler to get 40. We want James Harden to drop 50. That's what they want because they know what gets the meter going in the tweeting on Twitter, somebody having a phenomenal game. You know what don't? Somebody played some really good defense tonight. Nobody cares. No,
you're right.
Cares. So I think that's now for me, for us, I used to love them Jordan Pistons games. You know what I mean? I used to love, matter of fact, let me tell you something. This is, this for them Heat Knick games back in the late 90s.
Yeah.
Man, that was
score be like 55 to 56.
But you be on the edge of your seat. But that's just not where we at now from a viewing standpoint. From a viewing standpoint, they want to score points. They love it when they see a game is 115 to 120, 118 to 120. Like they want that on a consistent basis, just like football. Yeah. So they kind of push the rules to make it easier on the offense, harder on the defense. That's all they did.
Well, I mean, go ahead, bro.
Real quick, baseball did it first because when they were smoking on home runs in the late 90s, that's when you seen the ship change. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
long
you
gone.
said.
That's long gone summer. You talking about that's the shout out to
man.
ESPN 30 for 30.
You know,
See, let me tell you something. None of them baseball purists had a problem with the steroids when everybody was jacking 50 home runs a year. Ain't nobody had a problem with that. They had a problem once they got caught because there was a lot of subpar baseball players that was putting up astronomical numbers.
And that's what it was. That's what it was. But
and you know, that's
but see, my thing is this. I mean, you know, correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, I might be wrong, but like it just seems like in the last couple of years, the refs have been really a factor.
Mm-hmm.
That's my problem. That the refs have been a factor. And I think that when you take it away from the players, sooner or later it's gonna hurt your game. I get the whole thing to what y'all talking about, but it just and this year is really, I mean, come on now, this year is really magnified. This year, big time, you know. But I'm gonna leave that one. I guess we beat that one to death, but that's good.
Now you know what, but you are right, and you do bring up a great point, and I think that point need to be brought up because a lot of people, you know, like us, are like, what happened? Why isn't basketball the way it should be? Why is the refs calling me again? You know, like Chris said, and like you said, people want to see players score so much because now it's attracting fans. Look how many women you see watching basketball now, right? Look how many kids you see watching. I mean, I'm talking about they can just watch and just pick it up because it's easy to see who scored this, who scored that. You know, I remember when Dennis Rodman was people's favorite player. If you ask a person who's the defensive player of the year, that's just a regular player, they're gonna be like, who? I don't know. But again, when you Steph Curry, when you hit them threes and you said scoring 50, you know, it's easy for a 7-year-old to say, man, Steph Curry's good. Man, Golden State's good.
So inspirational.
Brother. Yeah, you know, so great. You know, hit from half, LeBron James scoring, triple doubles. It's easy to really have that sort of refs kind of make it, I don't want to say easier, but they make it in a way where you got to watch out when you're actually defending a guy out there. Because again, that was the whole thing. You step into a guy so he can have that off crazy arch 3-point shot. Now that guy gets to shoot because you can't even step within a vicinity because that's a foul. You know what I mean? So
you also got to think about this too, that the offensive players have actually gotten better. So what they did was, so not only did they make it harder to defend, but now instead of you worrying about a dude on a transition play on a fast break going to the rack for a layup, he's stepping back for a three. He's stopping. Like imagine back when we were in high school. I'm talking me and you, Quay. But imagine if when we were in high school, if we had a fast break and we stopped at the 3-line to shoot, Coach J head would literally explode.
You be coming out the game.
You be coming out the game.
You be coming out the game. Yeah.
Now kids is going, I'm trying to shoot from the logo. I'm coming up past half court.
It's crazy.
I'm trying to take 1 or 2 dribbles and show you that I got Curry Dame range.
Or
you know what I mean? So how hard is that to defend?
Right. Or, I want to get Uncle Juan in here. Think about imagine a young slinky Lou Alcindor coming up and he said, nope. Again, now you got centers now coming up. Imagine Lou Alcindor at the time, aka Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, one of the best. He coming up and he's going for come on, man.
Brook Lopez.
Yes.
Brook Lopez.
Look at that. And
that's crazy.
Joker shoot 3. Look, Joker 7-1.
Yep.
He shoot 3s. Brook Lopez 7 chain shoot 3s. Kevin Durant is basically a 7-footer. He shoot 3s. Kristaps Porzingis shoot 3s. I mean, you a liability as a big man if you can't at least step out and test 3 range.
But
because the back to the basket center is dead.
But what's interesting is that what's interesting is that you got this thing NBA playoff updates is Giannis overrated. Well, let me speak to that, right? Because the bottom line here is that it's not about him being overrated as much as he needs a coach or he needs a system where how come he doesn't post up ever? I mean, think about that. He's really Magic Johnson today, right? Magic post up, whether he's playing point guard or he's subbing for for Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. That's why they're having trouble right now, because it's like they know that he's never going to post up, he's never going to go in there, and if you think about it, he's probably the best post up player that they got on that team, and they're not using that. That's the problem.
Chris,
It's on y'all. It's on y'all.
I don't think him not posting up is the problem. I mean, I wish he would post up. I wish LeBron would post up, but it's just not the game. It's just not how people coach. It's just not how people play.
They lose. That's why they losing. Anyway, go ahead.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, they are losing, but I think the reason that they losing is Giannis could play like that if he had a real supporting cast. I don't believe in Chris Middleton. I don't believe in Eric Bledsoe. I don't believe in Brook Lopez. See, you know where Giannis could do that with just blind, reckless abandon? Golden State. See, because if you had Steph and Clay on the wing, you got to respect them shooters. Then that means you got to play them one-on-one. You can't make no wall with Giannis if you got shooters that you respect. There ain't no shoot. Listen, I know Chris Middleton is like a two-time All-Star, but you're two-time All-Star in the East. Whatever. It's limited. It's limited funds in the East. Let's just say that. It's just limited funds in the East.
It's like the AFC.
Like, no, don't get me wrong. There's very good players in the East. Yeah. You could put a starting 5 in the East, but man, once you start getting down to 7 and 8, it gets real shaky. So, but Chris, they also standing around, right? I mean, there's no movement. Like, you watch that game today. Yeah, I mean, they stand around because their offense is supposed to be. Giannis is this guy, this freight train that could just get to the basket at will. So what we need you guys to do is play good defense and be D&3 guys. But I don't think none of them are good D&3 guys. I mean, listen, Chris Middleton is the best of them, and he's spotty. At best, he's spotty. So I think it just shows I think it shows why people are talking about Giannis leaving. It speaks to he doesn't have. I know Richard Jefferson said, he's a Scotty, and that's a different debate for another time. But I think what it really shows is he doesn't have there's not a real number 2. I mean, when is the last time we seen a team where it was only really one star go all the way? Dirk was the last one on that Dallas team.
The Raptors.
And I mean, you know what? The only reason I disqualified the Raptors. And listen, they won it. They won it. I can't take that away from them. Golden State won it one time when a bunch of people got hurt. But man, come on, we saw what that series would have looked like. The first game Kevin Durant came back. He said, "Oh yeah, no, this would have been 4-1, easy."
Right.
So they you know what? If the Rockets would have made it, I think the Rockets would have beat Toronto in the playoffs. But listen, it was their year. They won it, whatever. But I'm talking about a team with one legit star going against another healthy team. It was Dirk. Dirk was the last one to do it. And Dirk was an enigma in his own right. He was this 7'1" dude that was doing fall away step back threes. Like, he was just a whole difficult thing. He was the first real unicorn. So I think what they need to do in Milwaukee on the offseason, once they get either swept or get a gentleman's sweep, whichever one of the two. What they need to do is they need to go to the drawing board. I know they gave Chris Middleton a max deal, so they're stuck with him. They're going to have to try to find somebody on the market that's a dog. You know who would have been great for them last year when he was available? Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
You know who would have been good with them last year? Paul George. Like a legitimate number 2 guy where you at least have to respect him. I know Paul George is struggling right now, but you still got to respect him.
Yeah, right. Yeah, absolutely.
Even in his struggle, if George is setting up for a 3, you better go check him. You still got to respect him.
No question.
He know how to play in the East.
Right, because you go but you don't want to do anything to help him get out of the struggle. So you want to keep him in the rut that he's in. So you keep pressing him. But at least if he had a running mate like that, you will go, all right, Giannis got a legitimate, Batman Robin duo. He don't got no duo. Chris Middleton ain't a duo. He's a role player at best on a championship team. We talking about trying to win chips. I ain't talking about
coming off the bench.
Right. I ain't talking about. No, I wouldn't say he's coming off the bench. He's a starting player. He that bad.
That's not bad. I'm saying though, if you got a good rotation,
6'10". No. He's 6'10", could play defense, and he's a decent mid-range shooter, and he's a good 3-point shooter when it don't matter. But I mean, I'm talking about if you're trying to win a chip, he needs to be your third option. He needs to be your third option. He can't be your second option. And I think that's what Milwaukee is struggling with right now. And I think that's the reason why Giannis is gonna, take a look inside and go, you know what? I heard the weather is nice out in San Francisco this time of year.
And all that's good, but I still think that as far as his game is concerned, number one, he ain't got no shot in the back there.
No, he ain't got no shot.
I think his one-on-one when we come down and everybody is set, half court, I still ain't seen him being able to, shake somebody, boom, 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 right? You know what I mean? I know that when he's running downhill on those on those semi-fast breaks, we know that, right? So he's got some work to do, and I still believe that he needs to post up. Hey man, you don't got to post up all the time, but keep him honest, man. You know what I'm saying? Just keep him honest, man. He's like, yo, they're just leaving him out there. It's like, yo, we're gonna leave you out there. You're gonna beat us from out there,
But
he's a big dude,
early, though, right?
Say what?
It's what they did with LeBron early in his career.
Exactly.
We don't believe in you as a jump shooter. You have to prove it. Pop did it when they played San Antonio.
True.
Cleveland made it to the finals. He said, I'm not letting you get down here. You're gonna have to prove you could beat me on the jumper. And what was LeBron doing? LeBron was playing with a bunch of scrubs similar to what Giannis is doing out in Milwaukee. Had a similar record too. They had the best record in the East, and he was struggling with a team that could put something around. The only thing Giannis needs, I'm telling you, he got holes in his game. He definitely got holes in his game. He can't shoot. He doesn't back down. I got questions about his clutchness when it matters the most. Those three things do need to be addressed 100%. You know where those three things can be alleviated at? If he was in Golden State. If he was in Miami, because I heard they're top contenders to get him. Even if he was in Toronto, because even though I don't think Fred VanVleet and Kyle Lowry are world beaters, you got to respect their shooting. I respect their shooting a whole hell of a lot more than I do the Milwaukee Bucks rolling out DiVincenzo and Pat Connaughton and you know what I mean? Like it's just the all ACC white squad. No offense, but no.
I like the boy hero. I like the boy hero though. The boy hero. I like him.
Yo, you know what?
I like that boy.
Tyler Hero is from Kentucky, right?
Wisconsin.
He went to Kentucky.
He went to Kentucky. Yeah, he went to Kentucky. Yeah, but he's originally from Wisconsin. Yeah.
Hold on. That's SEC.
Yeah. Well, listen, Giannis better be careful that he don't end up being James Harden.
Let's hope not. Let's hope not.
Because what's the score right now? Any of y'all see the score?
I know
commercial. It's on a commercial, so it's on a commercial, but I didn't catch the score, but it's still right.
I give the score.
It's probably like 40-45 right now.
What did y'all had to say about that situation?
Ooh. It's 36-34. Houston actually up by 2.
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. But listen, we know they could score. Can you score when it's game 7 and it's crunch time? Can you score when can you stop another team from scoring? And will you choke, when it matters the most? And the answer to all of those questions is James Harden will. He will choke. James will not score. James Harden will be a liability.
Yeah, he ain't playing on team. He ain't playing defense.
It's the nonchalant.
I know he got that block shot, but that was a fluke.
But you know something?
Shout out to my brother in the building. Heat game.
I don't understand. Yeah, that's hot, man. The Heat. Yeah, but
I know my brother happy right now.
but my thing is, why is he so nonchalant about it? Like, is it because of fear? Like, I'm not gonna show everybody that I'm scared right now because he nonchalant with the ball, man.
Well, you know what?
Nonchalant with the ball.
I mean, one, who's gonna bench me? That's one. Two, it's like, even if I'm nonchalant and this guy blow past me, I'm going to get 4 more points on his 2. James Harden, he scores. So that's why he can be nonchalant. That's why he can be very passive on the defense end, because he's going to score. But also, what pressure does he have that someone's going to say, yo, listen, either you do this or we're going to have to bench you. That's not happening.
Let me tell you something about James Harden.
Go ahead, Chris.
Something about James Harden. James Harden let Sean Livingston, who won his 5th knee, put him in the blender in the game 6. Put him in the blender. Okay? So miss me with the whole, like, I know people were all excited he got that block shot. I'm like,
yeah, but come on,
man.
He let Sean Livingston put him in the blender.
Oh,
Stop
come on.
You will forget about that block after tonight's game. Okay? Like, nobody's going to talk about that game because, again, it's not a highlight. That, you know what I mean? Listen, James, you got lucky.
It saved the season. It saved the season because, let me tell you something. If they would have lost that game, which they should have, but if they would have lost that game, he had a horrible game.
Yeah.
So don't give me he a good defender because he made one defensive play in that game. He was horrible, like he always is.
I know Westbrook probably saying, "Why did I come here?"
Oh, don't get me started on Westbrook.
Why did I come here?
Well, I think he had no choice.
OKC wanted to get out of that contract.
Yeah, I think he had no choice. It was like, either go to Houston or go. Oh, speaking of him, LeBron just dunked on Westbrook. He just on him, put him on his back. Juan, put him on his back. Let me see.
Yes, he did.
Oh my God!
I was trying not to look at it when he caught the fast break, and I wanted to be like,
oh my God! Man, I forgot to hit play. Oh, here we go. I got you, Juan. I got you.
He tried to take the charge. He tried to take
my
the charge.
God. Yeah. I got that for you, Juan. Oh my God. It's gonna be on top 10.
Okay, on the top 10.
It's
gonna be on top 10. But no, you know what? But James Harden, again, that's his game. He plays with a coach who he coaches lax. So, you know what I mean? So where's the sense of urgency? There is none. You know what I mean? There is no sense of urgency. This is my team, and I'm going to do what I want to do. And let's be real. He's in the West, and James Harden making it out of the first round in the West, he's okay with that. He's okay with that because, again, he's still going to be in everybody MVP. He's still going to be an all-star. He's still going to get his money. And that's where he is at this game. You know what I mean? Like, he's not gonna urge this team to get better players around him. He's fine where he is. He's fine where he is.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about him. And it's sad.
So is Boston for real?
Oh yeah. Yes.
Boston is for real.
Them boys are playing, right?
Now, did I know it was going to be like this? No. However, Boston is real. I think Boston been real. And again, we've been saying on the show for a while, and we're going to go back to your boy, Kyrie. Yeah. Again, wherever Kyrie is, it's a little bit of sprinkled dust of crazy and dysfunctionality to it. He goes to Boston. What happened? Boston looked like they just was out of it when he was on that team. They get rid of him. What they do? They take LeBron to a Game 7 in the Eastern Conference Final. Kyrie goes on his way. What happened? They look good. Kyrie goes to the Nets. What happened? The Nets looking shaky. And this is before KD gets there. So you know that wherever Kyrie goes is an issue. But back to Boston. Brad Stevens is a really great coach. Really great coach. Always likes his game. Always likes his game. And he actually got the team that he needs. And he loves those point guards. And he got a good one that went to what school did he go to? I can't. Chris, please help me.
The
Chris,
truth, man.
Can you tell me? You said his point guard. You said his point guard.
Yes, please.
You said his point guard.
What school did he go to?
Escapes my memory.
Okay, I know. UConn. And actually, that point guard actually played him in the championship game, which was a defensive game because it was like 55 to 53.
Yeah, it was the year before that when Butler played Duke in the national championship. They only scored like 60. So shout out to them. But to your point, it's not just that Brad Stevens is a good coach, because Brad Stevens is a very good coach. I like him. I was hoping for him to be the predecessor to Mike Krzyzewski up in Duke. I really wanted him there. But power to him. He said, I'm gonna go to the next level. But on top of him being a good coach, Brad Stevens has 4, and I mean 4 legit stars on his team.
Yeah.
And he also got 2 dogs. He also got 2 legit dogs coming off the bench.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Like,
and I'm gonna tell you
that team can match up with anybody.
And I'm gonna tell you something. Marcus is my favorite player in the NBA. He's getting more out of his talent than anybody else, and he's fearless.
He's a dog, like Chris said. He's a dog.
He's a dog.
He is a dog. He's a dog.
You know what I mean? And
the good kind, not the scrub kind like Patrick Beverly.
Oh my God!
Patrick Beverly got y'all fool.
Got y'all fool running around there doing a bunch of nothing.
he took a couple of jumpers from 3-point play. I was like, whoa.
Let me tell you something. When he hit a jumper, whatever your numbers is that day in the lotto, go check him. Go check him.
That's crazy. Man. That's crazy. Yeah, nah, man. I mean, I think that it's a great playoffs. And I just gotta say this, man. The rest of the country and the rest of the world needs to take some advice from the NBA, because I didn't think they were going to be able to pull this off. And they really handled this virus the way we should have handled it from the beginning. I mean,
that's what happens when you have a good leader.
I mean, we ain't had nobody test positive, man. No one. The whole time. I mean, perfect, right? And I mean, I don't know how football gonna handle that. You know what I'm saying? But and I don't know about college basketball. Good. Not good. But I mean, I gotta say, and it's proven now that that's the way for us to get around this whole virus. Right. But the NBA, it's a winner.
The NBA is always a step ahead of everybody. Adam Silver does a phenomenal job. I call him Adam Gold because he's always top notch with it. He always understands I need to be a little better than everybody else. But also I got to make sure that it's about the players and the fans. Without the fans, there is no us. And the difference between him and Roger Goodell is that Roger Goodell doesn't believe that. Roger Goodell believes that he is the reason that the NFL is the way it is.
Because when the games first started, I was like, and then the players got into it, and then it became more of a college thing to me, right? Because there's no home court advantage, so these cats now it's even keel now, right?
Yeah.
So and then it was genius, man, with the virtual fans.
I love it.
That was genius. Who would have thought of that? And so I mean, man, big ups to them, man. Oh my God.
I love it.
But listen, man, I gotta go, man. I gotta go watch this game, man.
All right, Juan. Thanks for joining, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah,
man.
no
Thanks,
question,
Juan.
man. All right, man.
Week, man.
Yeah, I'll be on, man. I gotta talk about this.
All right, Juan.
All right, fellas. Peace.
Uncle Juan joined us, man. He always shows us love, man. I appreciate it, man.
Always.
94.3 WYBC. Own Juan Castillo, OG in the game, man. Always showing us love. Appreciate it, man. TC in the building. What's up, TC, man? We talking about your Celtics, man.
What up? Yeah,
we talking about your Celtics.
I was
talking about how your Celtics is really, really for real. And again, we already knew that they was gonna be for real, but I mean the way they playing right now.
Let me tell you something.
He said, "Yo, Ja Morant."
I mean, Ja Morant won Rookie of the Year. I mean, there was no question about that once Zion didn't play for the majority of the
There
year.
you go. Yeah, you know what? You know how TC feel about Zion.
Yeah, I know. He feels like he's going to be a bust. But let me tell you something. You know what I heard more about? And John Morant is totally deserving of the Rookie of the Year.
Yes,
100%. There's no doubt about that. You know what I heard more about? I heard more about Zion coming in third place. Everybody's going, yo, I can't believe he came in third place. It's like, yo, he barely played. He still came in third place.
Think about that. Like, again, that's just, you know, they know they want to anoint Zion the next big thing. And I think he's going to prove that. But again, you know, Ja Morant, you know, shouts out to him.
I know. I think Zion's going to be very good. He's going to be a star in this league. Will he be the next? LeBron?
You being disrespectful.
Yeah, see, that's what TC was on. This is what we was arguing about. This is what me and TC was arguing about off air, like, you know, through Facebook messages. And I'm like, fam, I don't know why you think. Let me tell you something.
He's not.
Greg Oden didn't even play this much.
He said, that's what I'm saying.
Yo, Greg Oden missed his whole first year, and then he missed like 70% of his second year. Then he missed I think he missed his whole third year, or like 90% of it. And then he was just, and he had problems. He had problems coming into the NBA.
Even going into college, you had some problems. You know
and I say it to this day. And anybody who knows me, who knows how big of a Portland fan I am, I kept saying, I don't want Greg Oden. I want Kevin Durant. I kept saying it. And they're going, oh, man, yo, you can't teach 7 foot. And I'm like, Kevin is 7 foot. And he's much better offensively.
And you know, not to mention he was a player of the year coming out of Texas.
But everybody was concerned at the time that Kevin was so slinky and thin. And I said, yo, if you pair, let me tell you something. I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to go out on this limb. If Kevin Durant would have got drafted to Portland, maybe Brandon Roy doesn't get injured. Because, they had to put a lot of miles on Brandon Roy because he was all we had. Maybe if Kevin Durant, remember, Brandon Roy was on the upward trajectory. Okay, so maybe we got the Brandon Roy Kevin Durant tandem, and maybe things is different in Portland. Okay, maybe things are different.
But then y'all don't get Dame.
Instead, the only person from Texas we got, we had to settle for LaMarcus Aldridge, who was good. Don't get me wrong, but he ain't Kevin Durant.
But also, you gotta remember at that time, big men were still in. You know what I mean? So, Greg Oden, he was still in. They were still backing you down, and him and then he play with who did he play? Mike Conley.
Roy Hibbert. No, well, yes, he did play with Mike Conley, but him and Roy Hibbert was like same class, and they both was trash.
Yes, Roy Hibbert.
They both were trash.
Georgetown too, but whatever.
Yeah, listen, and Greg Oden, even for all of that, I know TC said he was a monster in Ohio State. He was a monster like defensively. He never was a scorer. And then, when he went against the top offensive team, when they went against Florida, they got smoked. What's his name? Al Horford and Joakim Noah ate him alive.
I mean, they had Bradley Beal on the team too. I mean, they had a great team.
Bradley Beal wasn't on that team. He was on that Florida team.
Was he the year for? He was
on the year after.
Okay,
I could be wrong, but I don't remember. I remember Corey Brewer was on that team.
Okay, yes. But he came, but he was after, right? The year after.
Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal. I don't think Bradley Beal was in that back-to-back Florida championship team. I don't think he was.
I just know Florida football. That's it.
Of course you do.
Of course you do. Football, man. Because that was Tim Tebow, the greatest college quarterback ever.
Yeah, that was the year. That was the year that Florida beat Ohio State in football and basketball national championship. Which was when does that happen? Luckily for me, I don't care about Ohio State basketball, so I didn't.
But you care about Troy Smith when he won that Heisman, though.
Well, see, that's Ohio State football.
That's what I'm saying. You remember that, though. You remember that?
Of course I remember that. Troy Smith spent that whole Florida game running for his life. He had that front line, and I will say Ohio State made a shift from that game to how they do. That's big when they used to go. We play in the Big Ten. We need to have the big hog mollies up front. So everybody was 365, 380, big dudes going against these Florida DNs and D tackles who were
like
215, 235 coming off the edge like a rocket. And, ever since then, they go, no. We need mobile guards and tackles and centers.
No.
We can't do it. And we don't put a lot of them in the NFL.
You know what Ohio State said? They said, we're going to recruit out of Florida. They said, we're going to go to Florida and get some of these boys.
See, what had happened was Urban Myers came up to his alma mater, and he got the ball rolling. Because Jim Tressel was still Jim Tressel is a middle America,
Midwest guy.
Midwest guy. That's where all his talent was coming from, for the most part.
Yeah.
Except for Terrell Pryor. Terrell Pryor from Texas, I think.
Nah, he was from the Midwest. Because then he go to he was from the Midwest. Let me look it up.
I think he was from the Midwest.
He was from the Mid. Let me see.
Anybody out there that know where Terrell Pryor?
I'm about to look it up. I want to check.
Well, yeah, I'll let you go. Yeah, but ever after that, and after Jim Tressel, did his whole thing, and we got him.
He's from Pennsylvania. I'm sorry, Pennsylvania.
He's from Pennsylvania. All right, so still, that's Ohio State territory, Pennsylvania, all that. There go Thomas came through with the info. Listen, that was those were trying years. 2 back-to-back national championship losses to Florida.
But you guys were always in it, though. Like you guys reminded me of like that Auburn team. Man. It's like Auburn was always there, but they just couldn't get over the hump. Then once they got Cam, it was like finally got over the hump. So
I disagree with that wholeheartedly. Auburn's always around there, or can't get over the hump. No. Can't get over the hump is you can't even get to the BCS championship game. We was in the BCS championship game. Okay.
Right.
Three times out of
y'all wasn't like the Buffalo Bills. Y'all wasn't like Buffalo Bills at one point.
No.
You got over it.
No. Because the first time we got into the BCS, we won.
Oh,
we beat Miami.
Luckily.
Then the next 2 times we lost to Florida and LSU consecutively, back to back. And
real conference.
And then the first year of the inception of the football tournament, who won that?
Ohio State. Did. And y'all beat Alabama. I was so happy. I was rooting for y'all more than I probably would have rooted for Florida. I was like, beat these motherfuckers. I can't stand these days. Beat them, please. Please beat them.
You hear this?
What she say?
See, I'm in the middle of doing the show, and she goes, "Why your feet so ashy?" Like she didn't see me get out the shower earlier.
Listen. She like it in the 1950s. Stuff go a little different. You know what I'm saying? Get a little handsy. But anyway, I'm talking about cuddling people. I don't want to take that real remote on that. That type of lifestyle. So yeah, Chris. We talked about. You want to talk some more about the NBA playoffs, or you want to save it to next week, man?
Man, listen, we talked about the NBA playoffs, really. I mean, we talked about how exciting it was. We brought up pretty much every team. The only team we really didn't touch on was like that. See? Hold on. See? And hold on. This is a police officer promoting this.
What he's saying is, I understand. That's what he said.
No, I know. Oh, man.
Listen, hey.
Yo, when the cops come, I'll be like, Omar told me to do it. Nah, I'm just joking.
Hey, no paperwork that day. Yeah, listen, man. I don't want to beat I don't want to beat it too much, but yeah, we're gonna get to it next week. Juan gonna be on again. He wasn't supposed to be on tonight, but he said, "Yeah, put me in." So,
oh yeah,
so we got that.
He helped us out because our brother had to handle some business.
Yeah, man.
Shouts out and prayers up to Ruck. Everything gonna be all right.
Yes, sir. Yeah, he got some great news.
Also, he do got some great news. Also, take this time out to shout out my twins.
Yes.
Turned 4 today.
Yes, sir. Oh my God, that's crazy. They 4 already. Yeah. They seem like they're older. They seem like they're older than 4.
Yeah, I feel like it, right?
I think because of the process, like just I just feel like it's been more than 4 years that they've been born. But shouts out to them.
Yep. Born on, forever linked with Beyonce. Born on Beyonce's birthday.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Oh, that's good. Well, at least you won't forget that day.
How could you? It's Beyonce.
It's my stepmother's birthday. Shout out to my mom, Lisa. Happy birthday to her.
Happy birthday.
So Beyonce, cool. So
it was good all around.
Well, listen, man, we had a great show. Now, episode Say Word. You going to say it or you going to let Ruck do it? Because that's his, man. I don't want it,
Say a word?
Yeah, man. What you got, man? You got some Say Word for us, man?
Duck.
I got something for you, man.
Duck when they shoot. I'm not even being funny either.
Or run. I got a word for you, man.
Nah, don't run.
Oh, that's true.
Zigzag. Nah, go.
Knick-knack, paddywhack, give a dog a bone, 2000. Out of time, my bacon smelling fine. That's my word for today, man. My word for today. Man. That's it, man. That's all I got, man. Listen, let's wrap it up, man. On behalf of the Ruck Report, Jersey, I'm your boy, Professional Sutton.
I'm your boy, Chris G.
Peace.
Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast. I'm your boy, Professional Sutton.
And I'm your boy, Chris G.
And it's your boy, the Rucker Report, a.k.a. Jersey.
Ready?
This is what the greatest thing about sports is. You play to win the game.
Inch by inch, play by play, till we're finished.
This is Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast.
X about me.
With Professional Sutton.
You already know.
Chris G.
My homie.
And the Rucker Report.
My family, what up? They for real. All straight with no chaser.
Let the games begin.
Let's go. Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast.